Hey, today we're gonna make a fish. It's gonna be a 3D fish, okay? So get your fishy faces on and get some construction paper, some scissors, some glue, maybe a permanent marker, a pencil, and let's get to creating, okay? So I have some scraps here on the table that are just left over for some other projects, okay? And what our goal is to make a body that is similar to this, okay? So I am going to show you how to do that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a strip of construction paper, and this construction paper is not a full-size one, I don't think. It may be full size that way. It's definitely not full size lengthwise, so it might be 9 inches long. It's as long as my finger plus another probably 2 inches. And what I'm going to do is I am going to fold it over as wide as I want my fish to be. So this one is a little bit shorter than my pinky, okay? And by folding it over, now I know that I'm going to be making a straight cut, just like that. Now I am going to fold it in half, but I am not going to crease it. I want this to stay really bubbly, like that, okay? And you need to decide how big you want your back tail to be. So I think I'm going to come in about there. And then I'm going to come back out like a diagonal. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Almost looks like a backwards too. And I am going to draw a wavy line, come back in, and then back out. Okay? Just like that. Then I am going to cut. And you guys probably want to do that with a pencil, so that way you can erase any oopsies that you might accidentally make for yourself, because oopsies are not on purpose, right? So that's okay, we just have an eraser. Now, here's where you need to think. You got to put your thinking cap on it, tie it up good, okay? And turn those listening ears on, because this is where you or your kids could potentially mess up, okay? And there's nothing wrong with messing up. You can put tape on the back, fix it, no big deal, okay? No big deal. So if you have any oopsies and you cut it wrong, just put tape on the back of it and try again. So here's what happens. Maybe if I show you on this one. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, let me put Sharpie where I made my cuts earlier. Okay, notice that I cut on the right side at the top, but the left side at the bottom. Here is why. We want these two to slide into each other's cut to hold the fish together, okay? So we're going to, sometimes I have some tape there, but that's okay. I'm going to just stick that just like that so you can kind of see what's going on. So what we're going to do is right at the top of this line, this cut, we're going to draw a line over like that towards the middle. And it's okay if it goes a little past the middle. Then we're going to do the opposite side down below. So the left side down below. Then, if you want to, you could add some fun designs. Let's think about this. I think it's going to be on the back, but you know what? We're going to cut first and just make sure, right? So we're going to snip, turn it over, snip. Now, these two should slide into one another. Now see how it doesn't quite go all the way across. They don't quite line up perfectly. That means I've got to put a little bit more snip here and a little bit more snip. I mean, I'm saying a teeny tiny boop snip. Okay. Now try sliding them together again. And now they line up perfectly. Okay. So I have my little fish scales right there, but I also want to see them on the top. But I wasn't quite sure where the top was whenever it was open. Now I know. So I can just draw my lines right inside of there. Okay? Now if I'm saying that this is the top of the fish, it's probably going to have some eyes, a smile, and maybe some scales. So I am going to keep my thumb where I know the top is, and I'm going to draw some frowny face curves to be kind of like scales. And I think that's as far as I'm going to take it for now. If you want to do them on the other side over here, you could, but that'll be the belly. So it's up to you. Okay, I'm going to slide these back together. And I'm going to let this guy hang out right there a second. And let's talk about some eyeballs. If I want to draw some fun, silly eyes, probably going to make them about as big as my fingertip. And if I want to make them the same size, the trick is draw one, fold your paper in half, and cut them out, right? So draw one circle, and if I want to draw some pupils and a shine, I can fold my paper in half, just like that. Carefully with my scissors. Remember, thumb's always on top, fingers are on the bottom. I folded my paper in half, so right now I am cutting through 2 pieces of paper. There we go. And voila. So when I separate these, I am going to have 2 eyeballs, but one has no identity. You can't tell it's an eye. So with my marker, make sure you have a paper underneath like I do. With my marker, I can trace just right there on the edge, although it is easier to draw before you cut, but you can just kind of trace right there on that edge, draw my little pupil again, draw my little shine in the eye. Whoop, no, don't lose it. There we go. Okay, then put some glue on the back of the dots. Anytime I'm gluing something small, I put it on the back of the thing that is small. And kind of decide where I want my eyeball to be. So how about there? And rub that glue on there, just like that. Peel it off. Make sure you get enough on there, especially if you're using a glue stick. If you're using a glue bottle, I always tell my kids, a little dab will do ya. Okay, a little bit. There. Oh my gosh. Then we got to have a mouth, right? So I'm going to undo that for a second. Whoop. And I'm going to do a little fishy mouth. Little pucker up fishy mouth, just like that. So it looks like an M and a W with a curved line in between, right? Okay. And I don't know how well my pink marker will show up. Oil pastel would show up great, or a construction paper crayon. I love both of those. You guys know that. But you could color it in just like that. And then if we wanted to, we could add some fins. So same thing, if I want 2 fins, I can take my one paper, fold it in half. Let's think about how big we want these fins to be. And from the edge of my paper, I'm going to draw a diagonal, wavy, diagonal, just like that. Or you could make it straight across if that's easier. Just draw a straight line across the top. Cut through both papers, fold it in half. Cut around the wavy line. Around the wavy line. Just like that. I could even add a few little lines in here. Outline around the edge. Boop-be-doop, boop, 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 boo. Outline around the edge, and then draw some diagonals. Okay, now I'm going to put this guy back together. Come on. Okay. Then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right on the back edge? No, front edge. Front edge is where it's at. Right on the edge of that fin. And then you can decide, do you want the little fins to be in the front? Do you want it to be on the side? You guys decide where the little fins go. There's no wrong answer. It's your fish. You do you. Actually, maybe I do want them on the front. Okay, make sure you get enough glue though. That's the only problem. Making sure we have enough to make it stick. And then a little bit on the top of this one. Rub, 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 rub. And put it right inside. Just like that. OMG. And I'm trying to make them the same. Make it symmetrical. That means if I draw a line down the middle, it's the same on both sides. And that, my friends, oh my goodness, is my super cute little fish that's ready for a swim. How fun is that? You can make a whole fish family. You can make longer strips for a bigger fish. You can do smaller strips for little baby fish because they do swim in a school, right? So that means that they swim as a group. Now, you may want to let it sit and not make it swim until its little fins are good and stuck. Or you could totally cheat, use some tape, stick some tape on the back side right inside there and get it to stick. So that's always an option too. So, little fun fish. Thanks guys for hanging out with me. I had a great time creating with you. And of course, as always, like, share, post, comment, thumbs up, all that awesome stuff, and subscribe, please, so you don't miss more fun lessons. And have a very wonderful, creative day, and I cannot wait to do some more art with you.